99% of men never do this, yet it's exactly the thing that naturally draws women in. It may sound a little exaggerated at first, but take a moment to think about it. How many men have you met who are attractive, confident, and financially successful, yet still find it difficult to create real emotional connections with women? The truth is, lasting attraction is not determined by looks, money, or social status. What separates unforgettable men from everyone else are the subtle behaviors that often go unnoticed. These quiet habits communicate something deeper than words ever could, reaching a woman's emotions on a level she may not even consciously understand. And the most frustrating part for most men is that these habits are not complicated. They don't depend on lavish dates, expensive presents, or mastering complicated pickup techniques. Instead, they come from being intentional, self-aware, and willing to rise above the superficial habits that so many men repeat without thinking. In this video, you will discover 5 qualities that many women deeply appreciate, even if they rarely put them into words. These aren't the typical dating tips or flirtation tricks you have heard countless times before. Rather, they are psychological triggers rooted in human nature and timeless Stoic wisdom that can completely change the way a woman sees you and experiences your presence. Before we continue, we would love to hear from you. Where are you watching from today? Share your city or country in the comments below. It is always fascinating to see how far this message reaches around the world. Now let's get started. The first secret, the power of touch before intimacy. Imagine you are enjoying a date where the conversation feels smooth and natural. You laugh together, the chemistry feels promising, yet by the end of the evening something still feels incomplete. You walk her home, send a follow-up message, and never hear back. Many men assume attraction is created only through witty conversations, humor, or impressive stories. In reality, emotional connection develops through much more than words. Women often respond to how they feel in your presence. Your confidence, calmness, and ability to make them feel comfortable have a far greater impact than clever conversation alone. One often overlooked way to strengthen that connection is through appropriate, respectful physical contact. This isn't about being overly forward or making unwanted advances. Instead, it is about natural gestures, a gentle touch on her arm while talking, briefly holding her hand, or lightly guiding her through a crowded space with a hand on her back. These simple actions can communicate warmth, attentiveness, and reassurance without saying a word. They quietly express that you're engaged in the moment and that she feels comfortable around you. The mistake many men make is treating touch as a strategy to receive something in return. When physical contact is driven by expectation, it creates pressure, and that intention is often easy to understand. Respectful touch, given with no hidden agenda, has a completely different effect. It creates comfort rather than discomfort. It reflects emotional maturity and self-control, qualities that naturally inspire trust. Small gestures can communicate confidence and consideration more effectively than endless conversation. They symbolize leadership without dominance and attentiveness without desperation. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "Stop arguing about what a good man is. Be one." A man who remains calm, self-aware, and respectful naturally projects confidence. The men who understand this recognize that attraction is not something exchanged like a transaction. It is an emotional experience built through countless small moments that leave a lasting impression. The second secret, flirting with confidence and respect. Many men approach flirting from one extreme or the other. Some overdo it and appear overly eager, while others become so cautious that they never express real interest. Flirting is most enjoyable when it feels effortless, playful, and respectful. It is not about rehearsed pickup lines or trying to impress a woman. Instead, it is about creating a relaxed atmosphere filled with humor, curiosity, and natural chemistry. For example, if she says she loves Italian cuisine, most men might simply agree. A more playful response could be, "Maybe you haven't tried my version yet." It is light-hearted, confident, and invites the conversation to continue naturally. One common mistake is flirting solely to gain approval. A man makes a playful comment and immediately waits for validation that it landed well. Ironically, seeking validation often weakens attraction. Real confidence comes from enjoying the interaction regardless of the outcome. Eye contact also plays an important role. Holding her gaze briefly before naturally looking away and reconnecting creates subtle intrigue. It signals comfort, confidence, and genuine presence rather than nervousness. Healthy flirting isn't about manipulation. It is about expressing interest without becoming emotionally dependent on the response. It creates curiosity while remaining authentic. And this is where Stoic philosophy becomes incredibly valuable. The Stoics understood that true confidence comes from within, from knowing your own worth independent of anyone else's opinion. When you value yourself, flirting stops feeling like a performance. You're no longer trying to prove your value, you simply allow your personality to shine. The third secret, the power of active listening. In today's fast-paced world, where people are often distracted or simply waiting for their turn to speak, genuine listening has become surprisingly rare. When you give a woman your complete attention, without interrupting, rushing to solve her problems, or redirecting the conversation back to yourself, you offer something many men never give her. You are giving her your full attention. And that is attractive. Think about the people you have enjoyed talking to most. Chances are they listened carefully, remembered details, asked thoughtful follow-up questions, and made you feel that your words mattered. That kind of attention creates meaningful emotional connection. Many men are not truly listening. They are mentally preparing their next response before she finishes speaking. Their focus is on what they will say next instead of understanding what she is saying now. Listening with curiosity and empathy communicates respect. It shows that you value her thoughts, emotions, and experiences, not just her beauty. Epictetus captured this idea perfectly when he said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." His words remain remarkably relevant today. Many women regularly encounter men eager to talk about themselves or impress others. A man who sincerely listens, remembers conversations, and asks thoughtful questions naturally distinguishes himself. He becomes someone she feels comfortable confiding in because she knows she will be understood rather than judged or interrupted. The fourth secret, emotional stability. Relationships inevitably include moments of uncertainty. Plans change. Opinions differ. Unexpected situations arise. These situations reveal far more about someone's character than moments when everything is going smoothly. Many people immediately react with frustration, anxiety, or defensiveness when things don't unfold as expected. They allow circumstances to dictate their emotional state. An emotionally grounded man chooses a different response. He pauses before reacting. He remains calm under pressure and responds thoughtfully instead of emotionally. He doesn't lash out or create unnecessary conflict. This emotional stability creates an atmosphere of security that many women deeply appreciate. In an increasingly unpredictable world, someone who remains calm during stressful moments stands out. They become someone others feel they can rely on when challenges appear. Seneca once said, "True happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future." Emotional stability means remaining centered despite uncertainty. It reflects inner strength, resilience, and confidence, qualities that naturally inspire trust and admiration. The fifth secret, knowing when to walk away. Perhaps the most surprising principle is understanding when to stop chasing. A man with self-respect doesn't endlessly chase a woman who shows little interest or effort. They don't abandon their values simply to keep another person close. They know that their time, attention, and emotional energy are valuable and should be shared with people who reciprocate respect and genuine interest. Choosing to step back isn't about punishment or playing games. It's about honoring your own value. Doing so communicates that your happiness isn't dependent on someone else's approval. It shows that your life is already meaningful, filled with personal goals, friendships, passions, and purpose. That kind of independence is naturally attractive. Desperation often pushes people away, while self-confidence encourages genuine interest. When you're comfortable with yourself regardless of the outcome, interactions become more relaxed. Without pressure, curiosity has room to grow. People naturally become interested in those who appear emotionally secure and fulfilled because confidence rooted in self-respect is difficult to ignore. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Ultimately, lasting confidence comes from not relying on another person's validation to feel complete. Instead, you choose relationships because they enrich an already fulfilling life, not because they define your worth. That quiet confidence leaves a lasting impression and creates connections built on mutual respect rather than dependence.